The San Francisco 49ers just had a game that a lot of people would say currently solidifies them as the best team in the NFL. Now, I've been saying for a while that the San Fran team is dangerous, and that's not just because they're extremely talented, although they are. I'm not going to deny that. It's the talent mixed with the scheme. All right, you look at Christian McCaffrey, dangerous football player. George Kittle, dangerous football player. Brandon Ayuk, Deebo Samuel, Trent Williams, dangerous football players. But not only are they dangerous, they all have a really unique skill set. And when you give an offensive mind like Kyle Shanahan all these players that are able to be used in all these different ways and be dangerous to the opposing defense in all these different ways, it becomes nearly unstoppable. And then you add a quarterback that can execute the offense to the level at which he needs to, not some elite level, but the level that he needs to, distribute the ball to these superstars, you're in a great spot. And that's why San Fran was able to manhandle one of the top teams in the NFC, Philadelphia. A lot of people would have argued that they are the best team in the NFL, but it's impossible to make that argument after a game like this against a team that should be around the same tier as them. I want to take a couple of moments to highlight some of the play designs and some of the schemes that were used in this San Fran game, because something you notice about the Shanahan offense all the time is the ability to just get people open. Get people the ball in space, and then just have them go the extra mile with their talent. Okay? This play right here is one where George Kittle ends up wide open, and I want to show you why that happened. The Eagles run cover 3 to the boundary, the side closer to the sideline. So we see him stay in the flat, and we see this safety drop into a middle third, and then they run cover 1 to the field. So the linebacker is going to be man-to-man with Christian McCaffrey. He's going to be man-to-man with Deebo, and Slay is going to be man-to-man with Brandon Ayuk, as this safety is responsible for like a middle third. So Shanahan does a very good job getting George Kittle open here, but he doesn't just get him open, is the thing. Shanahan does a very good job getting him open and giving him a lot of space to run. George Kittle is going to run some cross-formation motion before the play, and these guys are going to sell vertical, right? Just hope that someone wins a matchup, or at least that's what the Eagles think San Fran is trying to do. Christian McCaffrey is going to block. George Kittle is also going to block. He's going to block Hassan Reddick. And it looks like this is a play where, like I said, San Fran is just going to have some faith in their guys. Okay? They're just going to hope either Deebo, Brandon Ayuk, someone wins a matchup one-on-one. And again, that's just what the play looks like at the start. But the important thing here, and you're going to see why it's so important, is that Philly is going to drop further down the field because everyone is selling vertical. And that leaves an opening in this flat area of the field because, like I said earlier, they're only playing zone coverage to this side, the boundary. And because of that, they only have someone guarding the flat, staying in the flat on this side right here, the boundary. There's no one doing that on the other side, on the field side. And that allows Kittle to get through and get wide open. Wide open. So much room for him to run. So much room for him to run. But you may be asking yourself, I thought George Kittle was blocking on that play. I thought that they only had 3 guys going out on a route. Well, look at this. Keep in mind, the Eagles are rushing 5. They are rushing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys. If Kittle picks him up, he's not going to be able to go out on a route. But, and this is why Kyle Shanahan is so smart, he utilizes all 11 guys in unique ways. Look at the left guard on this play. Look at what he does. Now, he's not going to be able to get to Hassan Reddick, number 7, if he just has a one-on-one. And that's why you see Kittle blocking at the start of this play. Not only does it make all these guys that are in coverage, all 6 of the Eagles in coverage, believe that Kittle isn't going out on a route, it also gives this left guard time to get to Hassan Reddick and make a block, get in position to efficiently pass block one of the more dangerous edge defenders in the NFL, right? Because of that block by George Kittle, it's not a very long one, but because of that, number 65 on San Fran, Aaron Banks, is able to get on Hassan Reddick and be in a good position to make this block. Hold it up just a little bit as George Kittle runs out to nothing but green grass. Wide open. I mean, come on. Giving a player like George Kittle that much space, that's something that San Fran is going to take every day of the week. Okay, and they just do a beautiful job taking advantage of the opportunity. All of a sudden, they're inside the 10-yard line. A lot of coaches, if you're going to do a swing pass or a screen pass, just something to get one of your big after-the-catch playmakers like Deebo Samuel the ball, a lot of coaches will just do a normal blocking scheme. You know, they'll have George Kittle block a guy, they'll have Juwan Jennings block someone, and then they'll hope that Deebo Samuel will make a couple people miss, and then maybe you get 8 yards, 7 yards, maybe. And you know what, there's always the chance when you have a really talented player that it breaks large. It becomes a really big play. There's always that chance, but the reality is most of the time you're looking at 7 or 8 yards. This is a play where other coaches might only get 7 or 8 yards. Kyle Shanahan is going to get 15 because screen passes, swing passes, whatever you want to call them, tosses, outside runs or extensions of the outside run game, those come down to numbers on the perimeter, right? If you're able to generate more blockers outside, things are only going to become more and more favorable, right? The 49ers are going to run a swing pass here. It's going to be to Deebo Samuel, and they're going to get as many blockers in front of their extremely talented ball carrier, Deebo Samuel, as possible. In order to do that, they're going to bring Christian McCaffrey across the formation in motion. He's going to go up, block whoever's there in the area, and then they're also going to bring one of their offensive linemen down the field to block. Just watch how Shanahan does a great job manipulating the numbers game that I said is just oh so important when you're running an outside perimeter game play like this. There's the motion by Christian McCaffrey. Deebo Samuel gets the ball, and there you go. When you did only have 2 players blocking, now you got 4. And your ball carrier is very talented. He'll be able to power through a couple tackles, So the numbers game, I want to rewind it just to show you how much it changed. The numbers game on this perimeter was looking a lot like 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, only 2. But Shanahan, being the mastermind he is, brought Christian McCaffrey over here. Now, all of a sudden, that's a 3-4 numbers game. And they also brought the offensive lineman, their center, out to block the linebacker. Just beautiful, beautiful design by Shanahan in order to make a 4 against 2 become a 4v4. Now you account for Deebo Samuel also, and then it's a 5v4. Now you also have to keep in mind a player is going to come with Christian McCaffrey. I wouldn't really say he becomes part of the perimeter, but this guy right here does indeed get closer to the play, so maybe you could make an argument it becomes a 5-on-5, but still, the point is they were outnumbered, now they're even. Okay, this is great play design by Shanahan, and there goes Deebo Samuel making plays. The thing I love about Kyle Shanahan and this offense he's designing with the players he has the players that will take the alley-oop and dunk it. Shanahan's play design is the alley-oop. Who's going to dunk it? Deebo Samuel's going to dunk it. George Kittle dunked it on the play prior. And the next one I want to show you is one where Christian McCaffrey is the guy who dunks that ball. Now I want to talk about a key play in the Shanahan playbook, probably the fundamental building block of the Shanahan offense. It always has been outside zone. Very simple run blocking concept here. All of the offensive linemen are going to replace the guy to their play side gap. Everyone on the line of scrimmage is going to do that. So what you have to keep in mind with this is guys like 98, 93, you're not overly concerned about. 53 could be a huge problem here, but you're not going to freak out about that specifically. The main players you're worried about are 41, 33, and 94. Those are the main guys. And the way that Shanahan is able to execute this simple play, that's in a lot of playbooks. It's definitely in a lot of playbooks. A lot of teams run this concept, but the reason Shanahan is so good at running it is because of the little wrinkles he adds, such as the fullback. Say what you want about the fullback being a dying position, but it's plays like this that are exactly why the position will never die. It might not be used as much, but it will never die. Shanahan is going to use Kyle Juszczyk to get to 94, which is crazy to think about, but it makes a lot of sense because Kittle is going to block 94 for a little bit and then climb up to 33 by the time Juszczyk is in the area. He's going to pick up Kittle's block. He'll pick up 94, and that will allow Trent Williams to go to who would normally be considered the main threat on a play like this, the play side linebacker. Now, this is great because Trent Williams is the best offensive lineman in the league, so when he goes to the main threat of a run play, your odds of succeeding on that play become a lot higher. And we just watched the play out. Look at that, right? Juszczyk doing a pretty good job on this block. He has all the leverage that he needs on outside zone. Trent Williams is moving 41 far out of the play. I mean, so far, so good. It looks great, right? You got to give McCaffrey credit for not running straight into this block right here, running behind Juszczyk instead of into the defender. I know it sounds like kind of a no-brainer, but you'd be surprised by the amount of players that would just try and hit this hole right here and just get stuffed. So I give McCaffrey a lot of credit for not trying to make too much happen, being smart, relying on your blockers, and, well, it's still working well. Look at Trent Williams absolutely paving the way for McCaffrey. It is absolutely beautiful what's going on here. Absolutely beautiful. And this is exactly what I mean when I say Shanahan is giving them the alley-oop. Someone just has to dunk it, and McCaffrey does just that. Dunking a great alley-oop pass. The last play I want to show here is another unique play design. A big thing in the Shanahan offense is misdirection, right? And this play right here is one of the many examples of that. They're going to have Deebo Samuel motion across almost like he's going to be another running back, which we know that he can do that. Then while he's in this area right here, they call hike and he starts running back this way. Brock Purdy's going to fake a handoff to him, and that is really going to draw the attention of these guys right here. They're going to start to move over, creep over this way, and here comes George Kittle just running a crossing route, gets wide open. Brandon Ayuk sells vertical, so there's no one over here, nothing but green grass yet again. Luckily, Kevin Byard was in the right spot, but that was after George Kittle made one of the most easy catches of his career, and Brock Purdy made an easy throw because, like I said, Shanahan's play design drew the attention of these two linebackers right here. Just watch how beautifully this works for Shanahan, how beautifully it works for George Kittle, how beautifully it works for Brock Purdy. Right? Play starts up. There's the cross formation motion. Now Deebo Samuel's motioning back. They fake that handoff. And look, 53 is lost. The second he saw Purdy go from that handoff position to a legitimate passing stance, he knew instantly, oh man, I'm being exploited this play, aren't I? And he's damn right, because look at what happens. George Kittle couldn't be more wide open than on a play like this. Byard was in the right spot to prevent that from being a massive gain, but 23 yards is still 23 yards. Any team will take that, but not every team can design a play that fools the defense to the extent that that one just did.